guys, I'm back with the 7th Jennifer Lawrence film that I'm going to be talking about, and that is 2016's Passengers, directed by Martin Tyldum. And you might recognise his name from different films such as The Imitation Game and Amazon Prime's new Jack Ryan show. So this film takes place mainly with two characters. So we're focusing on Chris Pratt's character Jim and Jennifer Lawrence's character Aora. And pretty much they're on this spaceship and they're in cryo sleep and they're heading to a new planet because planet Earth, our home, is overrun, overpopulated, there's not enough food. So they're going to this new planet called Homestead 2 and pretty much they're in cryo sleep, and Chris Pratt's character Jim wakes up 90 years early. And after living a year on board the ship, he starts going crazy, thinks about killing himself. There's some really serious scenes in this film that I really do think give the film more emotion and depth, to be honest with you. Because this is it's not a rom-com, it's actually more serious than I remember it being. And then he gets so bored, he ends up seeing Jennifer Lawrence's character when he's drunk in her cryopod, and he actually ends up waking her up and then runs off and then pretends that they got woken up sort of around the same time. And pretty much they kind of fall in love, but stuff starts going wrong in this film because, as I mentioned, there's only these two characters really in this film, but it's more of a large cameo by Lawrence Fishburne, who you might know from The Matrix, and his character Gus, but not the one you're thinking of. He also gets woken up, and as I'm saying, his character is very short-lived. He actually dies because they actually find out why these people are waking up 90 years early. And it's because actually at the start of the film, if you pay close attention, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. A massive asteroid pretty much hits the spaceship. And towards the end of the film, they sort of find out what's going on, and I'll get into that in a minute. But overall, Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence, and Lawrence Fishburne are obviously the main focus of this film because the other 5,000 passengers are asleep. And overall, I think they do a really good job with this film, especially Lawrence Fishburne, because his pod is one of the main captain deck sort of crew sort of pods that it's kind of ironic. They're more advanced and extreme, but when he wakes up he gets hit with radiation, and it's killing him slowly. And his acting when he's dying, I think it's really cool, even though his death is very sort of sudden because a machine tells him he's got hours to live, and he doesn't even take the medication that the machine gives him because obviously everyone's asleep. So the spaceship is it's full of robots. There's a really cool character called Arthur who's an android, and he actually spills the beans on Chris Pratt's character, and tells Aora, played by Jennifer Lawrence, that it was Chris Pratt that actually woke her up, and I thought that scene was really good as well. And as I've mentioned, stuff starts going wrong in this film. They find the reason why they've all woken up, as I mentioned, about that asteroid, and a piece of the asteroid is actually in the spaceship's core, and obviously I'll put a picture on screen of the spaceship. It's this really cool spiral sort of looking spaceship, and there's a massive piece of asteroid right in the middle of it. And there's a great scene where Chris Pratt has to go into the core with a shield, and Jennifer Lawrence has to pull this switch and let all the fire out that this asteroid shard is making. I thought that scene was great, and then that leads on to the iconic scene from the trailer where Jennifer Lawrence goes and saves Chris Pratt, because they're sort of on this sort of spacewalk thing that you've probably seen in many other films, probably the Alien films. I thought that scene was really intense, and overall it's just a really nice love story. And all these actors do really well, although there are some scenes that might come off a bit sort of too much because the CGI is it's really good, but sometimes it comes off a bit off-putting, kind of puts you out of the film a little bit. But apart from that, there's not much I'd say I don't like about this film. It's a very enjoyable film. I know a lot of people love this film, and I'm definitely one of them. I'd probably say I'd give this film a solid sort of 8.5 out of 10, because I know a lot of people think this is a 10 out of 10 film. Personally, I don't. It's definitely one of the best in her filmography, and yeah, I really like this film. I recommend you guys to watch it. If you guys have seen Passengers, let us know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.